There's been juice in this house. You are not Zambian if you never got in trouble for eating at the neighbor's house. That's it. Forget about that money. You will never see it again. It is safe. As long as it's in powdered form, it's safe. Christmas is not Christmas if you didn't have rice with chicken. You are not Zambian if you do not know what the response is to yeah, 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 yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel if you're coming through for the first time. Hi, my name is Leah, and before we go any further, if you are new to the channel and you are not yet a subscriber, please kindly subscribe to my channel. There's a red subscribe button below. Click on it and subscribe to the channel. Also click the bell right next to the subscribe button so you are always notified whenever I come back with a new video. And of course, don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends. So for today's video, as you guys have seen from the title, you are not Zambian if you've never ... So basically, I'm going to be finishing that statement by talking about some of the most typical things about growing up Zambian or just being a Zambian in general. And I think this is probably the most relatable video you're going to see so far on the channel. Some of you may relate to these, some of you may not, because we all kind of grew up in different homes despite being Zambian. But the point is, you will relate. Even if it's one thing, you are going to relate to something if at all you're truly Zambian. And please, if you relate to any of these, comment down below. I want to see which ones you guys are relating to the most. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let me just mention, despite the video title being you are not Zambian if you've never, I am not going to be using if you've never, because it's not really going with all the sentences particularly. So we are just going to say you are not Zambian if, then I'm going to finish the sentence. So yeah, I'm going to start with the most, I think this is like the most relatable thing here, which is you are not Zambian if you don't use words like ka, chi, mwe, mwandi, nishi. If you don't use these words, nishi, I don't know. And by the use of these words, I mean using them when speaking English, not when you're speaking Nyanja or Bemba or whatever, because it's normal you have to use them. If you don't use these words in your sentences, you need a new nationality otherwise. For the second one, I know some people won't relate, but if you actually relate to this one, you are a true in fact, you should stand for president. I'll vote for you. You are not a Zambian if you've never had to wait for someone at Hungry Lion or KFC by Kulima Tower. Guys, okay, maybe for people in other towns, maybe they won't relate. But if you stay in Lusaka, almost everyone has had to go and wait for someone there. You're either at Hungry Lion or at KFC. Like, that's just the easiest place to tell someone, to meet someone if you're meeting them like somewhere in those areas or in town or wherever. Especially if they're coming by bus or something. More than half of the people in Osaka have gone to stand there to wait for someone. This one is for the real G's. You're actually a real Zambian if you related to that. Number 3, this one is for everyone. This one's for everyone, every household in Zambia. I think right now people maybe don't do it as much, but back in the day, this was typical for every Zambian home. You are not Zambian if on Christmas Day you don't prepare rice, chicken, potatoes, salads, Fanta, then I don't know. Christmas is not Christmas if you didn't have rice with chicken and potatoes on the side, to be specific. It wasn't Christmas. Number 4, you are not Zambian if you never spent school's out breaks at your relative's place. We used to call them holiday. Most people would go for holidays during the December holiday because it was longer for some reason. You just go to your grandma's place, you go to your auntie's place, to your uncle's place, or wherever. Like, I don't know, like it was just a thing growing up. Number 5, you are not Zambian if you didn't grow up differentiating clothes to wear at home and clothes to wear on special occasions. The clothes we used to call vapachpali. If you never had clothes vapachpali and clothes for at home, then I don't know. Because we all had those specific ones that during the whole week you won't touch it, but on Sunday, you know, you take it out on Sunday when you're going to church. You have to look smart. When you hear there's a party somewhere, those clothes that she used to take out, those clothes, you just watch them in your wardrobe. I think that's a very typical Zambian childhood thing. This is a personal favorite. Now, I don't know. Probably some people will relate, some won't, but you are not Zambian if you've never asked to pay less on a bus fare when you had the full amount. Why do we do that? Those of us who do it, when do we do it? You have the full amount, but you just be like, I'm down. When you know fully well that you actually have the full amount in your bag or in your purse or wherever. I think myself, I've only done it like once, but I know people who do this like all the time. Like, bro, just pay. You have the money, just pay. You are not Zambian if you've never had one particular TV show that you would sit down and watch together as a family. Now, I don't know if this still happens nowadays, but back in the day, there used to be those TV shows like Isidingo or Passions or those Philippines, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, those movies like The Promise. Like back in the day, it used to be such a thing whereby when you finished having supper or whatever, you're all going to sit down and watch because like now it's time to watch. Even if they're in the bedroom, when Isidingo starts or when whatever starts, everyone is going to come out to come and sit down and watch. I don't know if that still happens nowadays in many homes, but at my place it does actually. At my place, we sit and watch Zuba and Mbali religiously. If I say religiously. I think this is very typical for most Zambians who to just like have one particular show that you all just enjoy watching together. The next one, this one's actually going to start with you are Zambian. You are Zambian if the only meal you consider supper is nshima. In many Zambian households, people won't sleep if they didn't have shima for supper. People can't eat rice, people can't drink tea, people can't eat anything that is not shima for supper. Like you can eat anything else the whole day, breakfast, lunch, you can be spontaneous with other types of meals. But supper must be shima. Supper must be shima. That's actually a thing in most Zambian homes. You are not Zambian if you never have a thorough cleaning day every once in a while at home. There comes this one particular weekend which we all used to hate growing up. When you just wake up, you just see the house is suddenly too bright, and it's because all the curtains have been removed from the windows and now the windows are bare, so there is a lot of light coming inside the house. Just know, once those curtains are down, just know that you're cleaning those windows. You would clean windows, you would scrub the carpets, you wash all the doormats, you would do this, you would scrub the walls. Guys, every Zambian household, every once in a while, there was such a thing going up. You're not Zambian if your mom never asked you to take the meat out the freezer and you forgot. Hey! Those of you who've experienced this, you know what I'm talking about. I think every female has ever experienced this. Your mom goes out, she tells you should take the chicken out the freezer, you should take the meat out the freezer or whatever, and you just forget. And you know the funny thing about this is you can have a whole day, you will be seated at home watching TV or doing whatever, it won't click your mind. The moment you hear the gate open and it's your mom, that's when your mind will remember to say, oh my god, I didn't do it. We've all been told this before and somehow we've all forgotten to do it. I just don't know. The next one, this is also another personal favorite. You are not Zambian if you don't call every toothpaste Colgate and every washing powder Surf. And by the way, for the record, it's not Surf, it's Surf. If we're being literal or typical with the pronunciation of that word, it's actually Surf. But anyway, in Zambia, it's Surf. In Zambia, whether it's Boom, whether it's Omo, whether it's Ariel, whether it's whatever it is Surf. As long as it's in powdered form, it's Surf. It's actually much easier to call it Surf, like Surf liquid, you know? Surf Yasida. Same thing with toothpaste. Whether it's Aquafresh, whether it's Sensodyne, whether it's whatever it is, it's Colgate. You're just saying, where's the Colgate? Have you seen the Colgate? Pass me the Colgate. It's Colgate. These are like one of the oldest brands, I guess, of these things. Maybe that's the reason why we just kind of call everything else Colgate or like Surf or whatever. So yeah, you're not Zambian if your mother never gave you a warning in public with just the side eye and you actually knew what it meant. There's just that particular eye your mom will give you when you're in public. She'll just be like, and you will know what it means. The next one is actually probably combined somehow with the previous point. You are not Zambian if your parents never promised to beat you up after the visitors left and they actually did it. happened to me so many times where like I did something wrong, but there were visitors at home, so my mom just comes to where I am, or like if I'm outside or if I'm in the kitchen, she just be like, "Abeninga baya wala mon." No matter how long those visitors take, if they take a whole day, you think as don't know she's forgotten about it, what and what, the visitors go, she will come and beat you. I think I experienced this too many times. That's probably why it's so funny for me, because every single time my mom promised to beat me up when the visitors go, she fulfilled her promise. You are not Zambian if you don't refer to every breakfast beverage as tea. Guys, in Zambia it's tea. Whether you're having coffee, hot chocolate, Milo, what else do people drink nowadays? I don't know. But whatever it is that you're having for breakfast, it's tea. Maybe if you're saying it in English, you would say, like if someone asks you what you're doing, you'd say, "I'm having breakfast." But if somebody asks you like in Nyanja or Bemba, like, "Tenshi," you'd say "Ndenwati." Or "Ushachani," you'll be like, "Nikumati." Even if you're having coffee, even if you're having whatever it is you're having, everything we drink for breakfast is tea. It's just easy to call it tea. I don't know. You are not Zambian if you never grew up playing Vava na, Chiato, Pomojimba, Ego, what else? Solo. I've forgotten that the other games that used to be there, but these were like the typical games for growing up. Unfortunately for me, I didn't actually play much of these games because I really never grew up with friends, and for the part that I took in actually playing some of these games, I would play them with my older siblings, of which I would have really begged to actually join. But certain things like Chiato, Ego, whatever, I used to be a loner, but I used to play some of these games on my own. But I know for a fact that they are more fun if you used to play them with friends. And I know most people actually played these games growing up. You are not Zambian if you don't clap your hands before you start dancing. I really don't know why we clap, who we clap to, what we clap for, I don't know. When you're about to introduce the dance, it's about to take, like, it's more vibeful, if there is such a word. Clapping when you're about to like get deep in the dance is such a Zambian thing. The next one is also another favorite. You are not Zambian if you've never wanted to pack your clothes and leave the house just because someone offended you, or just because maybe your parents beat you up or something. I started packing my clothes on so many occasions. Maybe after my mom gives you a beating or something, I'll just be there like, you know what? I don't deserve this. I know my worth. And sometimes I wouldn't actually start packing my clothes. Sometimes I'll just start walking. I'll just leave the house and start walking. Like, you know what? I think I'm done with these people. But anyway, I always ended up back home. You guys comment down below if you've experienced this before. If you ever wanted to leave the house just because someone offended you or just because they beat you up or something. You are not Zambian if your parents never whooped you with a cooking stick, with a belt, with a shoe, or a hosepipe, or just a random stick outside. In short, if you've never been whooped, are you even Zambian? I know there are people who've grown up in homes where their parents never really beat them, like where their parents don't discipline them like that. But I think for the majority of homes in Zambia, beating is the most disciplinary way to discipline a child. And I think most of us have actually experienced this. And if you're one who's experienced beating, then definitely you've been beaten using one of these things before. Mostly the cooking stick. The cooking stick is like most parents' personal favorite. I don't understand. Like, why the cooking stick? Like, it beats me with anything else. Why the cooking stick? This also actually leads to the next point, which is you are not Zambian if your parents never asked you to go and pick out a stick for yourself. They want to beat you and they tell you to go and look for a stick. You get a sizable stick, you take it to them and they're like, "What's this?" They break it. They tell you to go back and bring another one until you bring something that's big enough. Then they accept it and then they whoop you with it. Guys, okay. Did our parents even love us? Did they? Did they love us? The next one. You are not Zambian if you've never been to showgrounds or trade fair. And trade fair is for the people on the Copper Belt. The agriculture show is for like people who are mostly based in Lusaka. These are like the most activity-filled type events for children. And I feel like all of us growing up, we used to go. It's like that one thing as a child that you wait for every year, apart from Christmas, because it was just so much fun to go there. Face painting, eating cotton candy. That's actually a very typical thing if you're growing up in Zambia. For this one, if you do not know what the response is, then you're not Zambian. you should shift, get a citizenship somewhere else. You are not Zambian if you do not know what the response is to yeah. I'll let you finish that in your heart. Do not write the response to that in the comments. Both my parents watch my channel, so no. Just know that in your heart, if you responded to that, you're a true Zambian. If you don't know what the response to that is, even Mr. Easy knows what the response to that is, no, then you need to shift. You are not Zambian if you don't refer to the meal eaten between lunch and supper 16. Okay, I understand, yeah, it's eaten around 16 hours. But who named it 16 again? Not at 16-hour snack or 16-hour meal, just 16. 16 only. You are not Zambian if your parents never kept special foods in their bedroom. Our parents growing up, there are certain things they would always keep in the bedroom. You only see them when the visitors come, like juice, for example. Some of us didn't grow up in households where juice was such a thing. When visitors have come, then you will see a bottle of juice coming from the bedroom. There's been juice in this house. I didn't know about it. Once they save the visitors, the juice is going back to the bedroom. You will never see it again. You are not Zambian if your mom never asked to keep your money that was given to you by visitors, and that was it. You never saw it again. When the visitors give you money, it better not be in the presence of your mom, because when your mom sees that they've given you money, she'll just be like, no, that's it. Forget about that money. You will never see it again. That's all. It's gone. And actually, once you ask them for that money, they'll just be like, how about all the years that I breastfed you? How about all the shima that you eat in this house? How about everything that you use in this house? Who buys that? So it's a trap. Once they get your money, it's the end. You never see it again, because when you ask for it, you already know the response. You are not Zambian if you never got in trouble for eating at the neighbor's house. Growing up, I think that was like the deadliest crime of all. Eating at the neighbor's house. Funny thing is, up to now, I low-key do not understand why our parents were like so strict on that particular rule. But I asked someone about it, and they said the reason why parents like so strict on their child not eating at the neighbors is because they don't want the neighbors thinking that your parents are not feeding you at home, or something related to that, I guess. So that one was a golden rule. that one was a sacred one. This one's actually going to start with you as Zambian. So you are Zambian if you only got your first phone after having a major achievement, particularly something to do with academics, maybe passing grade 7 exam, passing grade 9 exam. I actually got my first phone after passing grade 7. Comment down below when you got your first phone and after what achievement it was, if at all it was after having a certain achievement. And finally, the last but not the least, you are not Zambian if you never grew up having a standard amount of slices of bread you could have per meal. Back in the day, most homes had a standard amount of slices you can have for breakfast. Other people's standard was 2 slices. You can't eat more than 2 slices per meal. Others it was 3. So yeah, I think it was just like a very typical Zambian home thing. That was actually the last of the points. I already know this video is going to be a long one, and if you actually watch this video all the way to the end, leave a comment saying watch till the end, because I just want to see how many people actually got to the end of this video. So that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down in the comment section, and don't forget to share the video with your friends. And please, if you are not yet a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 2,000 subscribers, so please hit the subscribe button below, subscribe to the channel and join the family. Also make sure your post notifications are on and get notified every time I come back with a new video. That's pretty much the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for coming back to watch yet another video of mine. I will be seeing you guys on my next video. Bye.
Nobody can love you like I do.